On March 12, 1993, 12 coordinated bomb blasts ripped through the heart of Mumbai. Buildings that anchored the city's economy, like the Bombay Stock Exchange and the Air India building, were reduced to hollowed-out concrete and twisted metal. Over 250 people were killed. Thousands more were left permanently injured. In the chaotic hours that followed, Indian intelligence agencies launched a desperate scramble to identify the mastermind behind the slaughter. Investigators eventually traced the logistics to a corporate-style smuggling syndicate based in Dubai. At its center was Dawood Ibrahim, a man who ran his criminal operations with the efficiency of a global CEO. This global crime boss was the son of Ibrahim Kaskar, a Mumbai police head constable, legendary for his strict principles and a uniform without a single stain of bribery. How the son of a righteous lawman transforms into the architect of a massive terror attack is a question that requires us to look at the specific streets that built him. In the 1970s, the bustling streets of Dongri were ruled by veteran smugglers like Haji Mastan and Karim Lala. Lala's Pathan gang held a tight grip on the city's illegal gold and electronics trade. A 20-year-old Dawood started at the bottom, moving Karim Lala's contraband past police checkpoints, but his ambition quickly outgrew his rank. When tasked with delivering a 2 lakh rupee ransom, Dawood quietly pocketed a large portion of the cash for himself. The Pathan gang quickly discovered the theft. They dragged Dawood into a room full of gangsters and beat him with sticks and iron rods until he could barely stand. He didn't submit. Instead, he broke away and built his own fiercely loyal syndicate, D Company. He recruited young shooters directly off the street, igniting a vicious turf war. The Pathans struck back by gunning down Dawood's brother, Shabir, at a petrol pump. Standing over his brother's body, Dawood made a blood oath to eliminate every rival Pathan in the city. Shabir's sudden death ended any remaining restraint. The Mumbai underworld moved away from lucrative smuggling and into an era of personal, remorseless blood feuds. Dawood's retaliation was brazen. He hired a young, innocent-looking student who walked right into a heavily guarded Mumbai Sessions Court and shot Pathan leader Amirzada dead in front of the judge. By this point, the Indian legal system was buckling. It was the era of bail, not jail, where Dawood used his wealth to buy off lawyers and officials, continually avoiding prison despite his involvement in multiple open murder cases. By 1985, the Supreme Court finally issued a non-bailable arrest warrant. Knowing local bribes would no longer protect him, Dawood fled the country and relocated his operations to Dubai. He began managing Mumbai by remote control, extorting builders and financing Bollywood films from afar. But back home, his former enforcers grew restless. A shooter named Aaron Bowley launched an internal rebellion, turning his neighborhood into a fortified compound to defy Dawood's orders. To crush this rebellion, Dawood's hitmen stormed the public ward of JJ Hospital with AK-47s. They fired well over 400 rounds of ammunition to eliminate one of Gowley's injured shooters directly in his hospital bed. By operating from Dubai, Dawood proved that local law enforcement was powerless against a boss who could comfortably fund urban warfare from across the Arabian Sea. Then came a significant turning point. In late 1992, the demolition of the Babri Masjid triggered massive riots that fractured India along religious lines. The fallout reached Dawood in Dubai. He began repositioning D Company, moving strictly away from purely financial smuggling and toward a new alliance that offered him a way to retaliate for the violence in Mumbai. The Pakistani intelligence agency, the ISI, recognized this shift. They saw his sprawling smuggling network, which had successfully bypassed Indian customs for years, as an ideal logistics chain. They offered him absolute protection for his global empire. In exchange, Dawood opened his coastal routes. The same infrastructure that moved gold and luxury goods was now used to ferry military-grade RDX explosives into the city. This alliance repurposed Dawood's commercial supply chain for mass casualty attacks. The RDX used in the 1993 bombings reached Mumbai through the same secret routes D Company had used for decades. The 1993 bombings fractured the Mumbai underworld along ideological lines. Lieutenants like Chota Rajan defected, sparking a wave of retaliatory killings as gangsters began targeting one another based on religious affiliation. Yet Dawood's empire continued to expand. D Company evolved into a multi-billion-dollar global syndicate, laundering money through international real estate while trafficking arms across continents. Today, Dawood Ibrahim resides in the wealthy Clifton neighborhood of Karachi. He remains a protected fugitive, shielded by the Pakistani military in exchange for funding their covert operations. The story of Dawood Ibrahim shows how unchecked criminal ambition can be weaponized. When a syndicate is allowed to thrive inside a compromised legal system, it provides hostile foreign powers with the perfect mechanism to threaten a nation's security.